So today we still continue with drawing the graph, the parabola. So today, but the way it looks is different. It's not in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. It's ax minus p all squared plus q. So they've given us the turning points. This form is like this: y equals to a into x minus p all squared plus q, whereby p is the symmetry and q is the turning point. Okay, so already we know, remember that when we want to draw the parabola, we need four things: x-axis, y-axis, symmetry, the turning point. Already we've got the symmetry and turning point. It's here for us. P for symmetry, Q for turning point. So problem one solved. Look at the sign here is opposite of the one we have here, because x plus 1 is actually x equals to minus 1. So that's why I put minus 1 here. But the sign here is negative. Sorry for that. You take the sign as it is here, but the sign would be the opposite, with symmetry. Okay. Now, what is required for us now to solve, to find, are only two things: the x-axis and the y-axis. Alright, if you want to find the x-intercept, I'm sorry, not the x-axis, the x-intercept. To find the x-intercept, you must make y equals to 0, because always on the x-axis, y is equals to 0. Okay, let's see. So if this is 0, 0 is equals to minus half x plus 1 squared minus 1. Then transpose this to the side and become positive. Negative half would be positive half. Half x plus 1 all squared is equal to minus 1. Minus 1 remains that side. Then to destroy this fraction, you can multiply it by 2. But since I multiplied by 2, so that I can cancel. But since I multiplied by 2 this side, I must also multiply by 2 this side. What I do this side, I do this side in equations. So as a result, what is remaining? X plus 1 squared is equal to minus 2. Now I want to solve for x, that is x plus 1 is equal to plus minus square root of minus 2. Immediately I encounter this, it's impossible to continue. We can't find the square root of a negative number. So we can't find the values of x. X will be plus minus square root of minus 2 minus 1 transpose 1. We can't work out this. So we just write down there are no real values for x. There are no real values for x. So since there are no real values for x, there are no x-intercepts. That's the problem. We'll see how we're going to draw the graph if there are no x-intercepts. But we still have to find the y-intercept. To find the y-intercept, we must get x equals to 0. Okay, so let's see how we do that one. Y equals to minus half x is 0 plus 1 squared minus 1, which is 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 squared is 1. 1 times minus half is minus half. Minus 1, which is actually minus 3 over 2. Half, 1 and a half, it's negative 3 over 2, which is minus 1.5 in a decimal form. Now let's see how we're going to draw this graph. The x-intercept, no x-intercept. The y-intercept, say 1, 2, 3, minus 1 is here. So minus 1, minus 2, minus 1 and a half would be somewhere here. And then the turning point is at, this is 1, this is minus 1 for x and minus 1 for y. They come here. So this is how our graph will look like. You can see that there are no x-intercepts and the graph is facing down since the value of a is negative. So what other things do we need to discuss from here? I would like us to discuss the domain and the range. Domain, in this case, all possible x values. You can see the arrow, it means it spreads downward by this side, downward by that side. So it means all possible values of x that are real. So x element of real numbers. What about the range? We're not expecting y equals to 0 because y starts at minus 1. Okay, starts at minus 1. So therefore, y must be less. All values of y are less than the turning point. That would be y less or equal, because we're including minus 1 is one of the coordinates we're expecting. They would mean the y values we're expecting. So y less or equal. I don't know whether you can see there. The range is y less or equals to minus 1, whereby y is an element of real numbers. Okay, so that's all we can talk about. Sometimes they can do this in your exams. You can say y equals to maybe okay. What is the equation here? It is minus half x minus 1 squared plus, minus 1. I just want to put this in a form ax squared plus bx plus c, the form we are used to. It would be minus half, so this bracket that would be x and x squared minus 2x plus 1 minus 1. Okay, which is actually minus half x squared. This is minus 1, this minus 1. I just put it down. Minus 2x and 0.